You're watching Fox 4 News at 8 a.m.
Good morning. How you doing, Abby?
Doing good. How about you, Mark?
Good. Good to see ya.
You
It's
too.
already 8:30. And Emily, our serial killer producer, she's on board now.
She is.
It's a joke. We call her that because she's so sweet.
Right.
You know.
She'd be the last person you'd suspect.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, goodness.
Emily, our producer! How old are you, Emily?
I love this picture.
29! There she is.
I
This
love
hair
this
raising.
picture.
Best hair in the
Yes.
business.
We love you, Emily.
Concept because when it's your birthday here at Fox 4, you get publicly embarrassed.
She has done a phenomenal job putting together these zip trips.
Get
week
over
after
here
week
so they
after
can
week,
see you.
so-
This is who we call serial killer. The nicest person you'll ever meet.
All right, this morning we are playing in the snow in the summertime. NASA Ambassador Danielle Jones is here to show us how to do this at home. So,
Does your wardrobe need a makeover? This morning, Nicole Hudson of Amelia's Boutique is here to show us what to keep and what to toss. So I raided my closet, and here are some of my favorite holiday outfits along with a few other items. So let's...
How would you like to skip the lines at the DMV? Yeah. Anybody?
Hands up.
How would you like to renew your license through an app? There's an app for that. Founder and CEO of Pay It, John Thompson, is making that reality. You created the ICANN app for Kansas residents. And tell us how that works and what are you working on now?
Well, if you have a teenager in your house, chances are they've heard of our next guest. She is the New York Times best-selling author of the acclaimed young adult novels Everything, Everything, and The Sun is Also a Star, both of which are now movies. And tomorrow, she's headlining the Mid-Continent Public Library's Lit Up Festival for Teens. Good morning to you, Nicola.
Make your move, cowboy.
I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match.
Now, the ending of this, I had seen this part, but when the ending came on and the Frisian horse he was on started prancing around, I thought that was great.
Oh, I love this ad so much. Like this one, Little Nas X, you know, this song, Old Town Road, obviously took over our house in the last year. But I thought it was genius, just the way they made, you know, the dance off with Sam Elliott. And anytime you can see Sam Elliott's mustache actually dance in a commercial, it's a win for America.
At just 9 years old, Brecken Simmons has overcome more obstacles than most people go through in a lifetime. During the past 2 years, he's raised nearly $11,000 for first responders in our area through lemonade stands. And this is all while fighting his own battle with cancer. We are so lucky to help him continue his mission today.
So apparently the director said someone passed out in the theater at a screening last week. I mean, do you think that this is that scary of a movie?
Maybe they just had a sugar thing where they had to eat.
Too many.
Did
you see that? He must be from England, yeah. Wales. Is that another country? Yes and no. How many countries are in this country? 4.
Ted Lasso is one of the most popular shows, winning 11 Emmy Awards this year. And Overland Park native Jason Sudeikis says his former basketball coach is who inspired the lovable main character. And this morning, we have Lee Summit North coach Donnie Campbell, Coach C, joining us. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. You guys got me hungry. I'm going to leave this interview and go get some barbecue.
That's a very true statement.
What does spelling have to do with balance training?
Yeah, so the next exercise, spelling, right? So this is a more difficult progression from the last exercise. Your leg is coming up higher. So I want people to start with spelling their first name. So spell your first name on both legs, right? So master that. And then once you've mastered that, I want you to spell your first name and then your middle name. And then after you've mastered that on both legs, move on to spelling your first, middle, and your last name. Again, just another balanced exercise. But a quick note, so if you're having trouble balancing, just standing by yourself, do it next to the wall and put your hand on the wall to help you balance.
This is a Fox 4 breaking news report.
Yeah, that breaking news out of Kansas City. Police found 2 Person's dead in the parking lot, a back parking lot of a mega church here in Kansas City. I'm Mark Alford.
And I'm Abby Eden. This happened off 9th and Topping just before 5:45 this morning. Fox 4's Kathy Quinn is live on scene. Kathy?
All right, so they are investigating this as a double homicide. And what we know is that both victims were stabbed.
This is a Fox 4 breaking news report.
Yeah, the breaking news out of Olathe, where police investigating the murder of a 14-year-old boy. I'm Mark Alford.
And I'm Abby Eden. It happened at 125th and South Constance. That's very close to 127th and Black Bob, the main intersection there. Fox 4's Kathy Quinn is there live. Kathy?
Well, the temps are dropping rapidly. Look at that radar. The roads are getting very slick now. Accidents are starting to happen. We have live team coverage of the flash freeze this morning. Here's the 8.
From the station that's working for you, you're watching Fox 4 News at 8 a.m.
Here you see Michelle Burggraf tracking the storm, part of our weather live team coverage. And Carly had predicted this several days ago that we're going to have flash freezing here in the metro, and it is here. I'm Mark Alford.
And I'm Abby Eden. All of the major school districts have canceled classes today. You can see that list on the bottom of your screen. It'll be scrolling. You can also check our website for the full list, fox4kc.com. We have more than just schools closed. We have meal delivery services that have been canceled as well, daycares. So please be sure to check that before you head out on the roads. Let's get right over to meteorologist Carly Ritter now. Carly, now things are really getting serious out there.
Yep, we started to see the transition in the 7 o'clock hour, and now as we get through the 8 o'clock hour, downtown Kansas City is going to see that rain transitioning over into something icy. All right, welcome back, everyone. You are looking live in our control room. Nick Vassos, Carrie Stoll chatting about their next traffic update. Meteorologist Michelle Burggraf has been working on the social media aspect of things and keeping an eye on the road conditions as well, and getting reports from you at home on what you're seeing in your neighborhood, because
We're going to show you why they canceled throughout this morning. If you have to stay, if you can, just stay inside today, right?
Yeah, but if you absolutely have to leave the house, Michelle Burggraf has 4 important reminders on how to drive in these conditions. Michelle?
Good morning, guys. You know, a lot of this stuff might seem like common sense, but it is good to reiterate to you. First up, let's start with clearing the ice and snow off of all of the windows. You have to see out. Well, other drivers, they need to see your car as well. Next, you want to be sure to give yourself 8 to 10 seconds driving distance between you and the car in front of you.
We'll get back to your winter weather coverage in a few minutes, but first, here's a look at our top stories this morning. Missouri Governor Eric Greitens delivered his State of the State address last night, but it's what he said after that's making headlines now. Greitens admitted he had an affair before he took office. St. Louis station KMOV broke the story first. According to their report, this affair happened in March of 2015. KMOV reports that the woman involved said he also tried to blackmail her to keep the incident quiet. Official statements from the governor and his wife say those allegations of blackmail are false. Their statement reads in part, quote, "A few years ago, before Eric was elected governor, there was a time when he was unfaithful in our marriage. This was a deeply personal mistake. Eric took responsibility, and we dealt with this together honestly and privately. While we never would have wished for this pain in our marriage or the pain that this has caused others, with God's mercy, Sheena has forgiven, and we have emerged stronger," end quote.
All right, check out the radar right now, because this is what we are experiencing. Some rain moving into our area. Maybe you're already getting hit with it. We're going to tell you how it's impacting Chiefs training camp today, a very important day up there.
And President Trump is paying his respects to the victims of those 2 mass shootings, but his visit is sparking some backlash in one city. We're going to hear from both sides.
Well, summer's over for some kids in the metro. We'll tell you where they are going back to school already. Today, we also have some safety tips for them you'll need to hear.
From the station that's working for you, you're watching Fox 4 News at 8 a.m.
It is the Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns, and we have a big Red Friday show in store for you, so let's get going.
If it weren't for the fans, football wouldn't be as exciting.
So we took to the streets of Kansas City to ask you about this season. And just like live TV, you never know what you're going to get when you're out there doing sidewalk talk, you know. So here is a look at our first edition this season of Sidewalk Talk.
We're on the plaza in advance of the Chiefs and Browns coming up on Sunday. So what have you missed? What are you most looking forward to? What are you eating? And some of you need to polish up on your touchdown dance. All ahead in this edition of Sidewalk Talk. Perfect time for a Bloody Mary. Here we go. He's pulled over. Come on over here, John Depp. You're a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, Cowboys fan.
Oh, my
God.
God. You're kidding me.
Put the dog on with that.
Okay, yeah.
Right,
And I'm watching by myself because I want to eat by myself and I just want to enjoy the game.
And they score a touchdown. Give us an idea. What do you do? I'll step back.
Oh, gosh.
1, 2, 3. Everybody line up over here. And I'll give it the old Mitch Holtis. Okay, you ready? Touchdown, Kansas City!
Go, Chiefs! Woo! Touchdown dance.
Touchdown dance. Woo! Touchdown, Kansas City! Oh, that wasn't so hard now, was it?
Just in from Hollywood, the queen of gossip, the one, the only, Carrie Stoll.
Well, isn't that cute? Oh. I must ask you a question. Are you ready for some football?
Our favorite players are back, showing up to training camp with a little dirt on their upper lip.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
There's a new member of Chiefs Kingdom. Patrick Mahomes and his fiancée Brittany Matthews have finally welcomed their baby girl.
Sterling Sky Mahomes made her debut in February.
Carly, thanks. As you get ready this morning, think about your outfit, your makeup, your hair. Do you worry that your outfit isn't slimming? Are you struggling to cover up acne? And the hair, that can be a daily fight to get just the right look. So why not just be your real, authentic self? Well, this week we look at the pressure to meet some pretty high standards society has set for everyone. And this week, we get real, KC. Like time itself, the standard of beauty is always changing.
Culture impacts it in every way. And again, in many ways that are outside of our everyday awareness unless we stop to think about them.
And that's exactly what we're doing this week. We're hitting pause and exposing the physical and mental health effects of the body ideal and holding those who reinforce it accountable.
I think that the whole point of this movement is to really force a shift in perspective and kind of put brands in a position where they have no choice but to start being more authentic.
We spoke with local researchers, doctors, nutritionists, photographers, hairstylists, and influencers. They all agree we can be a lot nicer to ourselves and each other.
There's a lot of push toward representation matters, which I think is absolutely correct. But I also think on top of it, it's like authentic, true representation matters also.
But before we can be authentic, we have to accept what's real and be aware of what's not. Because if you're striving for perfection, you'll never stop.
So it's kind of funny, and it just kind of reminds yourself to just love what you have going on, because the outside world is constantly changing. One day you can be in, and the next day you're totally out. So why not just love what you have going on no matter what?
And coming up next hour, our RealMeKC series turns back the clock as far as ancient Egypt to see how body ideals have changed over the centuries and the decades. And we're challenging you to go filter-free this week. So if you post a photo of yourself filter-free. Use the hashtag RealMeKC so that we can find it. You can also follow our series on our website, fox4kc.com/RealMeKC. All of our stories will be posted there. All right, Carly, thanks. Photographs have power, especially when it comes to our perception of beauty. But what we see is the result of 1,000 tiny edits and a lot of money that most of us don't have. So we did a little experiment. Fox 4 producer Emily Burggraf stepped in front of the camera to find out some of the tricks photographers use to create a magazine-worthy photo.
I'm really good at getting you with your eyes closed. If I gave you no direction, what would you do?
There's a common misconception that modeling is easy. But as we're learning this week, looks can be deceiving.
Bring your hands together lightly, like you're just talking to me and telling me something, and we want to do light hands. You could put them in your pocket. You can put, like, sometimes ladies will do, like, one behind, and you don't really see, you just see that the arm's out.
When scrolling Instagram or shopping online, you may not notice it at first, but scroll long enough and you'll notice a common theme. There's a method to modeling.
First, put your weight on your back leg, and then put it on your front one. It just helps, like, something about it helps people stand up straight. Okay. Take off your shoes.
Lauren Fusateri is a professional product photographer in Kansas City. With 15 years of experience, she knew all the right poses to make me look my best and put me at ease.
And you're gonna, like, roll your shoulders back. Yes. Maybe you're gonna do both hands. There we go. Oh, super casual. Okay, and hey, that's so cute.
Yeah, super casual, but not the most comfortable. It's hard to act natural when the situation is anything but. The concept of staged candids is to capture real emotions. But knowing how to position yourself can be a challenge. Somewhere between the slow, fake clap
Ready, we're going.
And the strut and smile, we found something authentic. But the pose is just one piece of the puzzle. Any professional photographer will tell you lighting is crucial. Fusateri showed us the difference between natural light and professional light.
We've got our natural light over here. This is just using available window light with a little bit of a bounce to fill out over on the side. These are both straight out of the camera, but already, like, skin just looks cleaner when you put light on it.
While natural light is free, Fusateri says it limits what her team is able to edit in post-production. That's why she spent thousands of dollars on lighting equipment and gear, including light stands, light modifiers, radio transmitters, and computer software. Because even the most experienced models in the world need that perfect exposure.
You can be Giselle and stand in bad light, and it's going to bring out every, little bump on your skin.
Our experiment took a few emails to plan and a couple of hours to shoot. But when you get money involved, it's another story. Fusateri says commercial shoots take at least 4 weeks of planning and can be a full day commitment.
On these shoots, like, advertisers are spending, on really huge productions, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make everything look the way that it does.
And of course, there's also the glam squad.
Usually your hair and makeup person is, like, just right off out of frame and coming back in and, like, moving hair off shoulders and things like that.
Fusateri's final trick is something money can't buy.
All people can do at the heart of it is just, like, be yourself, because just being yourself is beautiful.
Oh, there we go. Woo! Hold on, this is fun.
Informal poll taking about 30 Fox 4 employees here on the morning show, okay?
Look at the score on the bottom of the
we have 18 for double stuff and 8 for single, so clearly double stuff.
So how'd you feel about it?
Well, you know what? The graphics, I didn't tell Emily that actually I am on the fence right now. But I'll make my decision before the 9 o'clock show.
Emily, our 8 o'clock producer, Frank, the intern, come on over, because you two are... Go! Go, Frank! All right, guys, they are heading through. Frank with the height advantage, and I believe Frank looks like he's a little bit ahead at the moment. We'll see what happens with Frank as he makes his way through the course. Again, we're trying to keep tabs on where they are, and Kelsey, our producer, is letting us know that Frank is already going up the wall. The height advantage. Oh no, a little slip up. Wait a minute. Emily, feet out, feet out. Oh, Emily. Emily wins. Here's why Emily won, Frank. Emily had both feet on the ground.
Frank, you're fired. You're fired out of here.
no.
Emily advancing on to the next round.
26% body fat, 54 years old, but I'm going to beat the young producer.
All right. In this corner, we have, look at her, enlisting help from Bounce to the Moon. She's being carried in.
Thank you, guys.
Her chariot has arrived. All right, get set, go! And they're off, ladies and gentlemen. Emily's up the back. She's coming out the top, down the slide. She is in the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Emily.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emily. Happy birthday to you. Yay! You're welcome.